And Anne Darcy is online too. Good morning, Anne.
Morning, Seamus. How are you?
Not too bad. So, I was talking to somebody during the week, and he was wondering about cholesterol-lowering foods. Have you any suggestions there if you don't want to go on medication?
I have, of course. Cholesterol, when it goes up, it's actually going up because your body is looking for cholesterol. So the first question is, why is your cholesterol level going up? It is the raw material for your hormones, your thyroid hormone, your testosterone, your progesterone. That is the raw material. So we do need cholesterol. So we get fearful when it is gone up, but it actually isn't a bad thing, only for certain people. You know, for the general population, you have to look at why is it going up. But lecithin as a food is a cholesterol-lowering food. Lecithin we get, you know, it's a soy lecithin, and it contains choline, and that helps to lower cholesterol.
Okay.
There is also another product out there, red yeast rice. And it does help to bring down the cholesterol. It is more of a natural statin, and it is there as a supplement. But remember, there's a cardiovascular disease is one of our big killers, and there's more to it. We were talking, the last time I was in, we were talking about having Patrick Holford in Care House, and we had a fantastic event. And very much he was speaking, and we were all speaking on the same page. We can test for homocysteine. It's a marker in the blood, and a lot of other countries are testing for homocysteine. And it's an inflammatory marker that is raised in people with cardiovascular disease. Mm-hmm. So when you see people looking only at the cholesterol and the cholesterol going up, which, you know, is one marker, a lot of people should be looking at homocysteine. And where other countries are checking it and we're not yet checking it, you know, we now in our field have access to testing for homocysteine, because we know that when it goes up, it's a marker for heart disease, but we also now realise it's a marker for Alzheimer's, for early onset dementia. So people who are looking at homocysteine levels, and when it is raised greater than 10, you're in the higher risk factor for cardiovascular as well as dementia. Yeah. And I think a lot of people, you know, that was a big wake-up call. I know Fran talked to Patrick Holford last week on TippFM and had a really good response when he was talking about doing the preventative maintenance for your brain function. So, you know, testing for homocysteine, I think, is more important. And if your homocysteine level is raised, taking B vitamins, you know, vitamin B6, vitamin B12, folic acid, you know, very basic nutrients that we think so lowly of, I suppose, are absolutely fantastic for bringing down homocysteine. So, you know, to go back to the cholesterol, I hear what the man is saying, but I do realise that the cholesterol, you know, people are afraid of it, and we've had 40 years of the terror of cholesterol. Yeah. But we actually do need cholesterol, and to be trying to reduce it down too much. You know, people with very low levels of cholesterol are you know, more unhealthy than the people with the higher level. And what, you know, research is showing is that as you get older, you know, up a cholesterol of 5 and 5.5 and 6, people are healthier, because the cholesterol is part of the building blocks for your brain. If you take the drugs that lower cholesterol, you know, two factors happen. One, you don't get the brain building effect. And on the other side, you with the cholesterol lowering drug, you block coenzyme Q10. Coenzyme Q10 gives every cell in your body energy, including your brain. You know, so muscles can get weaker. The heart muscle can get weaker for pumping action.
So you saying that
the brain can get weaker.
So you saying then that if you lower your cholesterol, and if you're obsessed with lowering your cholesterol to the exclusion of everything else, you could actually be doing yourself more harm than good?
You can be doing yourself more harm than good, and that's what a lot of the research has shown. A lot of the research is really showing, you know, start looking to see why the cholesterol is going up. Start bringing it down more naturally, and bringing it down into the 5s is fine, but trying to get it down, you know, down to 3 and 3.5. People are not as healthy with that lower cholesterol, you know, and especially if we're using drugs to keep it down at that low level.
Somebody said something about asparagus. Is asparagus low? Does that lower cholesterol?
Do you know, I don't know. I'm not
able
to tell you.
You've never come across that one?
It's not one I'm using for that. But lecithin is one that you can use. Fish oils are great for bringing cholesterol back down. You know, it's an anti-inflammatory. And remember, when your body is looking for repair, if you went out on a big long walk or a big long cycle, your cholesterol can go up. If you got had a stressful event, your cholesterol can go up. Your cholesterol level will rise according to the repair job your body needs it for. You will pump it out of your liver. Even if you never ate cholesterol, you will make it in your liver. Right. So your body has the mechanism to make cholesterol at all times. So you'll use it for repair, and you will use it for making the stress hormones as well as thyroid hormone as well as reproductive hormone.
What about looking out the window here today? Now we have fog and frost, and it's the time of the year for colds and maybe even flu if we're unlucky enough. But is there any preventative measure you can take to kind of build up your immune system so that you don't get as many colds?
Yeah, and I think vitamin C is a really important one. I do think taking the B vitamins. Zinc is really important, and zinc is in our sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds. It's in red meat, it's in liver. Vitamin C is in all the fruits and the berries, and the more of those good nutrients that you take, the better. We do know that a lot of people are intolerant to certain foods. We do food intolerance tests. We check 93 foods and we see, are you intolerant to foods? Because if you're intolerant to dairy and you're eating it, you could then be producing mucus. The more mucus you produce, the more you're prone to getting infections in those areas that you're producing mucus. So if you have, ears that are producing mucus or a chest that's producing mucus and it gets infected, now you're dealing with infections that you're needing antibiotics for.
Yeah.
We get antibiotics that wipes out our good gut bacteria. We should be recolonizing the gut with the good probiotics to keep ourselves right.
Yeah.
So you look and say, why am I getting sick? We shouldn't get sick just because of the cold weather. We should have an immune system that is strong enough to fight it. So eating the good foods with, the fruit and the berries are fantastic. We just need to eat more of them. Of course, we destroy vitamin C if we cook it, so we're aiming to have those that fruit and berries in its more natural form, trying to have it raw if we can.
So let's say somebody persistently gets 3-4 colds a year. Is that normal?
That's not normal.
Yeah.
It's not normal. And really, if you look down at your fingernails and you see that there's white spots on your fingernails, it's an indication of low zinc. And a lot of our food has been stripped of the nutrients. If we're buying more processed foods, we can be stripped of the nutrients, and we're needing to get our nutrient levels up. So eating real food, when I say meat and vegetables and fruit, berries, nuts, seeds, if you're eating a high amount of those, and most of your diet is that, then you're going to do better.
Yeah.
But if you're eating a lot of processed foods, the processed foods come with the high sugar level. High sugar will then deplete your vitamin C. And I think another thing that came through last weekend when Patrick Holford was here was eating the low glycemic load diet. So many people are on high sugars, high carbohydrate, lots of wheat, the biscuits, the tarts, and we are a nation of eating that. It's bread with everything, and it's biscuits, and that high wheat diet. We need to be balancing our food so that if you're eating, a carbohydrate food, you need to be having a protein and a fat.
Yeah, when you mentioned about the white spots, people in this studio, we started looking at white spots, and none of us have any white spots, so that's a relief.
That's a relief. That means that you've got a plentiful supply of zinc. Now, if you're a good meat eater and you're digesting your meat well, you're going to get the zinc from that. And a lot of people are having more whole grain foods rather than white foods.
Yeah.
And the grain, the outer coating of the grain, has the zinc and the good minerals in it. So, when you're eating real food, so, you talk about meat, you talk about nutrition, and I know the Sting is still saying I'm in Golden. I'm now gone into Cashel, and we have our new centre called Najura.
Okay.
And Najura is the Irish for nature. And nature knows best. Nature knows how to keep you right. If we all were still adhering to the ways of nature and eating food as it came in its normal form, we'd all be doing much better. But to get to masses, we've had to process it. We've kind of moved away from nature, and the more you get back towards nature, as in eating real food, getting out exercising, getting the good rest, reducing the stress levels, you're actually going to improve your system and keep yourself right.
Okay.
Because really, I think what came through with Patrick Holford as well, we are in an era of early dementia, and that is preventative medicine because we can't reverse it when we get into it.
Right.
So to keep the brain right, we really have to identify that this is facing us down the line. The high glycemic diet, the high sugar diet is burning brain cells.
Okay.
And unless we manage it better, we're losing the brain.
All right. Thank you very much, Anne Darcy.